This tutorial will be of a four-sided part. The part that we're going to choose today will be the earring out of the samples folder. Normally we would insert supports into the file itself, but this time we're going to use an import file and actually grab some supports that were pre-done in a different piece of software. ProtoWizard allows us to look at these supports and bring them in even though they were individually made somewhere else. These supports are now acting as one so that they will be avoided by the rest of the software when it comes to machining the actual part itself. Going into the Operations tab, we're now going to select a planar operation because we want to rough this tool down to an acceptable level before we put our finishing tool in there to finish around the part. We're going to do this on all four sides. I'm also going to change my depth of cut to be only about 4 millimeters. This is primarily because we're using a pretty big step over. Now setting the boundary, we'll go ahead and leave the part all set 3.6 millimeters so that this tool can rough a large area out for us, and we'll change that later on to a different value. We're also going to change the Z top value. Since this is going to be made from a piece of 21 millimeter rod, the Z top is going to be somewhere, we'll just say in round numbers, 11 millimeters above. So we're going to set that to 11 millimeters, and we're going to cut down to the top of the part. We're going to set this up as program 1. This is our roughing program. Next, we're going to go into multi-sided. We're not going to select a different tool, and we're going to use this .05 tool for the demo purposes, just to allow it to be quicker and faster. We're going to change our maximum depth of cut to be 3 millimeters, so we don't overextend the cutting on these passes. I get four-sided, and now we'll select our area. Since the previous tool cut all the way out to 3.6, we're only going to cut out to 2 millimeters on this side. We're also only going to cut down to Z0, and we can go ahead and cut from 4.3 because we've already roughed it down to this level. Now notice that I have Use Fast Roughing turned on. Fast roughing is a feature that allows everything but the last pass to run at 3 times the step over that all the other passes would run at. So therefore you will get the toolpath out much quicker because we're taking a larger step over. We're essentially going to be running in a course mode for the passes up to the final pass. And we'll set this up as program 2. Now we're going to calculate our operations. Now that our operations have been calculated, let's look at the toolpath. You notice that we have 4 different pieces of toolpath on this file because we chose to do 4 sides. As we look at the toolpath closer, you'll see that we have different levels taking us down to the top of the finished part. Toolpath 2 will be on the side, toolpath 3 will be on the bottom, and toolpath 4 should be on the other side. Now let's look at our finished passes. Toolpath 1 is on the top. Now also let's look at the actual cuts. You'll see that the passes on the very first one are much coarser than the final finish pass. Again, this is what fast roughing will do for you. So we will, in essence, get that first level of cuts will be done in 1/3 the time that the final pass will be done in. We have cuts on the second side, on the bottom, and on the fourth side. All that's left to do now is to go ahead and generate our program. Now we have ear ring program 1 and ear ring program 2.